A woman living in California, USA, received a lot of praise for carrying a cracked duck egg found in the park to incubate in a bra, helping it hatch into a baby after 35 days. Bestie Ross. A woman living in Visalia, California, was walking with her family in a public park when her children noticed that someone had smashed all the duck nests there. Miraculously, one of the duck eggs survived. It only had a small crack. The egg leaked and Ross's children begged her to save the egg and help him hatch. Ross has never hatched an egg, and doesn't think he can save it. But the children were very sad, so she could not refuse. It was the start of a remarkable journey when the mother of 3 hatched eggs traveled with her everywhere for 35 days. Bestie Ross does not have an incubator. So after contacting with the local wildlife rescue organization, learned that they did not receive the eggs, she had to think of an incubator. The best, warmest place she could think of was inside her bra, right next to her chest. After searching for information on social media about incubating eggs, she also understood that it was a perfect choice, because eggs basically needed warm and moist environment. She also learned to rotate it several times a day. My chest sweats from the heat. I carry the egg in my bra for 35 days and sleep with it. My chest is large so the egg can fit in the middle slot, Ross answered on board Panda, where she went, where the egg was. Even when she slept, she did not take off her bra. The sides only parted when Ross took a bath. At that time, she gave the egg to her husband for a few minutes. Understanding that this was like the mother duck sometimes leaving the nest to look for ducklings can still survive. As time went on, as the embryo in the egg got bigger, Ross began to search the internet for what to do when the egg was hatching. She learned that the eggs needed to be moisturized more, and she could not rotate them anymore. Bra was no longer able to perform well as an incubator. So Ross replaced the incubation with a box. After 35 days, I started to hear the little pip, and its beak was pushed out of the shell, the woman said. But things are not as simple as you think. One day after putting the duck eggs in the box, she noticed something was wrong and called the vet. As it turned out, the duckling was encased in a cell membrane and she had to peel off the shell, making sure the duckling could breathe. The last little duck came out of the egg, but it still attached its lower body to the yolk, which she thought was because it had hatched a little early. Later, she learned on Reddit that it was either due to the incubation temperature being too low or due to unstable temperature. I wrapped a wet towel around the eggshell with the yolk and put neosporin in there so it wouldn't get infected. It may not be the best idea, but I was quite scared, Ross said. Even after the duckling absorbs the yolk, it is still too weak to stand or move for a few days. His mother still doesn't give up. She always kept an eye on him and occasionally gave him water. The duck, it turned out to be a male duck, was finally strong enough to walk, and Ross made him a special basket, taking him with her everywhere. When the duck was old enough, Ross called the center Save Animals to find a family on a nearby farm, where the little girl can't wait to meet the lovely duck. The duck is living very well with a little girl who loves it so much, Bestie Ross said.